Hi, Canadian Hunter here. This is an update video to my bedding of the stock video for the Boyds Pro Varmint stock for my Remington 700. Bedded it last night, and if you haven't seen that video yet, just check out my video that's bedding a Boyds stock. And you could see what I did there, but in the end, essentially what I did was I just JB welded and did a bed job just on the recoil lug at the front. And I went to the range today just to sort of see what those results were. And the reason I did that is that I had gone to the range just bolting the stock into the gun, and was pretty disappointed with the groups. This is not my first stock I've had on this gun, so I guess I've got a baseline that I'm used to. And the only reason I changed my stock is because I had an Archangel stock on here that's really just it's designed for a Remington 700 short action. But unfortunately, really a 308 is really what it's designed for. So when you're loading your bullets, they're fumbling around, and there's no magazine to put them in, so you're just hand loading them one at a time. And it's heavy as hell. The upside to the Archangel stocks is, if anybody's looking at them, I've got two of them. I've got one of them on a Varmint 308 Remington 700, and I had one on this gun, which is pretty much a Varmint, but it's a stainless fluted Remington 700. So this is a little bit of a fancier version of the regular SPS Varmint, but really it's the same gun. And both of them are deadly accurate. But I wanted a little bit lighter gun, and I wanted to try out one of these Boyd stocks. They weren't that expensive. So what did I experience? Groups are better. Definitely I will show you sort of what I had done too. And after bedding it, I was pretty confident that I can torque the screws down a little bit more, whether that matters or not, but that's how I felt. So I started at 50 inch-pounds, and I did that for 4 or 5 shot groups. And really what I came up with was, cold bore first group, 0.65 inch at 100. Second group, I did have a flyer, and I'm not going to count the flyers in these groups. So the reason for that is that definitely these flyers, I got 1, 2, 3 flyers out of this, what is this, 6-shot group. And I don't want to count those. I don't think it's fair to count it because, well, they were me, right? So, and I know they were me. They definitely, as soon as I pulled the trigger, I knew that was me. So, basically 0.6 here, 50 pounds, dropped to 1 inch group. Now, of course, the gun was getting warmer. And, I was waiting between shots, probably 5 minutes between 5-shot groups. But it's like 34 degrees Celsius out here. Today we have a really, really warm summer evening, and I don't know the math on that, but near makes no difference. It's basically 100 degrees Fahrenheit today. So it was all I could do to keep the barrel under 105, 110 degrees. I temped the barrel with a little temp gun, and it was running 106, 105 all day. And normally I can go out on like a spring day, and 105 would be where I would stop shooting, and I'd wait and let the barrel cool down, but that's not an option today. So I think that's what was happening here, possibly. It could be me as well. And a flyer, and again, so it's basically 2 1-inch groups. I would say this was the barrel getting warmer. And then I had the brainwave to tighten the barrel up, to tighten the action screws. And I have one of the Wheeler torque wrenches with me, so I set it at about 60, just over 60, I think. So let's call it 60 to 62 pounds. And was getting a little nervous, but I very carefully torqued it, and didn't have any issues. Right after that, through 0.8 inch group. And then I had a really good group, and unfortunately I only had 2 groups at the 60 pounders, 60 pound setting, but flyer there for sure. As soon as I had already done 2 or 3 of these shots, and then I pulled this flyer, and it kind of pissed me off, but ruined my group. But really 1/2 inch group. So I think if I would have done a few more groups with this set 60 inch-pounds, I think somewhere between these two is what we would see. I would say 1/2 to 3/4 inch groups, which is hugely improved from what I was getting before I bedded this stock. So I would say the best group I got before I did the bedding job would be, let's say this 1 inch group. That'd be the best I got. Everything else would be a group like this, or even a group like, any pick one of these groups, and then you'd have a flyer, way out here and one way up here, and it was just ridiculous. It was just 2-3 good shots or okay shots, and then just bizarre flyers just taken off. So the bedding seems to have helped, and I like doing these kind of these bullseye splatter targets at the very end. So once I feel I've sort of got everything dialed in, I do usually like a 10 or 12 shot group. So I did a 10 shot group, and I'll have a video of this in a little bit here. So I'll split this video up a little bit. I'll show my shots here. And I have to admit, so 10 shot fast, 100 yards. And you'll see in the video, I took maybe max, and this is, reloading, I would say 10 seconds between shots. So it wasn't really, I basically loaded and shot, loaded and shot, loaded and shot. And I really didn't I tried to let the barrel cool a little bit after I had done these last couple groups. But really, I was running at a time at the end of the day, and I thought, screw it. I'm just gonna, it's cooled down to about 104 the barrel. I'm just gonna run it. I'm just gonna do 10 and see what I get. And I measured this out. I was actually a little bit disappointed at first, but really it's a 1.5 inch group, which isn't fantastic, but I tell you, before the stock was bedded, I guarantee you this group would be like that. It'd be way the frick, there'd be it would be a 4-inch group probably, 3.5 inch group. It would have been just crap. So, again, I guess my feeling on these Boyds stocks, and I've seen a few guys say this on forums online, is they're good cheap stocks, and they're a foundation to build off of, and that's really how I feel about these stocks. I'm happy with the stock, but you got to bet them. And I think I'm going to play with the betting a little bit more now. This got me a little bit excited to say, okay, well, I did a very quick, very basic, recoil lug betting. That job took me 20 minutes, right? Mixed up some JB Weld, squished it in there, and sprayed some, Hornady one-shot lube on the barrel, squished it in, put in my action bolts, torqued them down. That's it. Waited 5 hours. That's all I did, and I would say it cut my accuracy in half. Right? Like it's twice as good. And this was kind of my setup. So 52 grain AMAXs, Remington 700 223, Boyds at 60-inch pound stock. My reload was 25.5 grains of benchmark at 2.6-inch cartridge overall length. Okay. Sorry about my writing. It's absolutely atrocious. But anyway, I'm going to show you now the quick 10-shot group, and then I'll do a quick recap. Well, there you have it. That's my 10-shot group at 100 yards. And, I wish I could do more testing. Unfortunately, we're coming right into hunting season here. And typical how I do things is I put way too many projects on my plate. And what had happened was I had ordered this stock because I needed another stock for my hunting gun. Actually, I had to really get another stock for my 243 gun to put the stock that was on there on my hunting gun. So either way, this scope is going to have to go on my 308 hunting gun. So I think I might, well, no, that's pretty much it. I think this is it for probably until fall for any kind of work on this gun. But that's it. So again, if you guys haven't seen my video on how I bedded the stock, it's a very, very quick video, but, and unfortunately, when I was filming that video, I've really got me sort of getting ready to bed it, and then I kind of explained what happened after I bedded it, because I thought I was filming during, the whole bedding process, but I guess in all of the nervousness of really bedding this stock and knowing that I had, JB Weld 6-minute quick to work with, I guess I thought I was filming and I wasn't. But anyway, it is it's an okay quick little video, and it at the very end it does show you my results of my bedding job. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please click like down below, and if you want to click subscribe, it's going to help me out. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.